Hello, hi. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, your babies, your girl, your boy, your demon. Not a demon, but same effect. Today I'm playing The Monster Inside Me, an audio-visual novella by Random Seed Games. It has different chapters. They have the banker, the park, the police chief, the docs, the mayor, the alley, the woman. So we're going to start this game. I played it a few months ago. So let us see what the game is about. I want to play it for you guys. I played it quite a while ago. Yeah, okay. Anyway. Maybe I should play games that I haven't played before more. Okay. My head pounded. Ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I'd had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Vanetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. It was a slow month. Weeks since I'd had any real case to work on, so I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring in the mirror in the corner, safely covered with an old bed sheet. I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see, afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. The girl came in so quiet, I nearly choked on my cigarette. Choke, Daddy. Mister, please, you gotta help me, mister. Calm down. Let's say, yeah, what can I help you with? Please, no one else will listen to me. Go on. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. Not the best idea, but each their own. I could tell this might take a while. Her name was Lily. Was or is? Well, this has been told in past tense, so she told me she was his mistress, the man all over the newspapers, the infamous banker, Miss Reginald Farnsworth. What a mouthful of a name. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. You don't understand. He couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him and no one believes me. He's got to be in trouble. I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger or case looks pretty simple to me. Let's say the first one. I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger? Well, Mr. Jack. You can call me Jack. Jack, whoever did that to his wife must have been one who took him. He would never live without me. He promised me. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. Please, the cops won't listen to me and they want to bring him in on charges. You gotta prove it. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they are in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets. Probably why they hadn't found much yet. I absolutely love the atmosphere of this game. Just how the view of the game, the angle with the wall, the opposite wall from where we are is up and the wall that we're against, I'm guessing from the camera angle, is down. Kind of reminds me of Sims. And with the smoke and the music, it kind of makes sense why we're a detective. Reminds me of a movie called The Happening. Is it The Happening? The one with Angelina Jolie where her child goes missing, and it's such a beautiful long story. So sad as well, but anyway. Let's continue with the game. If they found him and brought him in, it would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. You've got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack. Thank you, but please, be careful. I don't think this was just any murder or kidnapper. I think it was a beast. Beast. The word struck me funny. Like when you jar your elbow on a hard corner. It struck him funny because it was humorous. And it jarred your elbow on a hard corner. Get it? Lol. Not a word many use these days, except in hush whispers and bedtime stories for children. Beauty and the Beast. I have a theory that Hollywood is obsessed with bestiality, where they tell these stories or make films about women falling in love with these beasts, like Beauty and the Beast, and that other one where this lady falls in love with the fish. And yeah, that's okay. I'm not that kind of channel. Let's just continue. Just continue with the story. Oh, they were real enough, alright. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges. But I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years. Back when I was still a cop myself. Well, that's definitely an interesting theory. I have a feeling about it. Something tells me you can get to the bottom of it. You're good at this sort of thing. Sure, can't you see how busy I am with cases? I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. Clearly. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw anything suspicious. I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry. That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there the cops had missed. Next chapter. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding the things others overlook. A knack. More of a symptom of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I kept in check, but for the time being, my keen sense of smell would come in handy. It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. The police line. Yes, the police line. Oh my. Oh God. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. Seduction. Did someone have sex in the park? A strangely familiar smell. I expected the scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear, but Mrs. Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure when she left this world. Brought new meaning to a crime of passion. So she was sexed to death? Your girl? Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. Investigating the scene. Oh, here's something. Muddy footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste. But cops don't wear $2,000 pairs of carquinos. Is that how you say it? Carquinos. Whatever the word is. It looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there that night and walked away on his own 2 feet. Let's see what else we can find. A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. Oh, by the way, you probably can't see my mouse because I disabled the mouse when I'm recording, but you'll be able to see as the circles. I'm pretty sure you saw the circles. I don't want to seem like I'm insulting your intelligence or anything, but I just wanted to point that out just in case, I don't know, someone might not see it. I'm sorry. I love you. Next, okay. This wasn't just any burn mark. This was the mark of an ancient magic. It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was a play here. How would I know about an ancient magic if even cops couldn't pick on it? And I can't even speak now. Wow, okay. I can't speak. I just stumble on my words sometimes. But I was no stranger to the strange. After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all its hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money. Next chapter. So I'm guessing this is chapter 3, should be. The next morning, I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside. Seemingly afraid of what I might say, she finally worked up the courage to ask. So, what did you find? Let's see. Not sure about beasts, but something unnatural was at play. Unnatural? How do you mean? Let's say I can't give details because we're a detective, so I can't give you details, but I'm looking into it. Is that how detectives work? Because they don't give people... Okay, what does that mean? What about Reggie? Do you know where he might be? There were signs he was at the scene and slipped away. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. But you don't know where he went? Do you think the news this morning is related? What news is that? Haven't you heard? Nope. Rough night followed by a rough morning. I relate to that. They found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. Oh, that's a tongue twister. Kind of. They say it happened last night. Let me guess. Chief Amato is missing too. My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amato was a shit cop and a shit chief. He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead and I had more questions than I did the day before. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain at my temples, sorry. I told Lily I needed time to work, and she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. That night, after the cops had cleared out of the docks, I would slip down and see what I would uncover concerning Mrs. Amato's untimely demise. Next chapter. I wish they would put the names of the chapters when you press next chapter. That would be good. Okay, the cold air smelled strongly of salt and oil, and could it be? That smell again, like someone had bottled pure arousal and used it as a perfume. Is someone out here wasting pheromones? It hit me like a long-forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of. That scared me more than not knowing. It smells like sex again. That's it. It smells like sex. I looked down at my hands, shaking. The nightmares. The headaches. No. I was better now. Reformed. I had to focus. No jumping to conclusions. Follow the evidence. Here's some evidence. Red Phoenix cigarettes. Same shitty brand I smoke every day. Everybody's got their vice. That is true. What's another? Oh, here's something. There, just there. The smallest piece of purple fabric, torn and caught in the splinter of a board. The police report didn't say anything about Mrs. Amata wearing purple, and it was certainly of a quality that you wouldn't expect down here. Don't see too many high society types around flaunting royal purple threads. I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit it up. I could already feel another headache coming on, but looking out over the waves seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down the uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling to the top of my brain. You see, it would be nice if here we had some kind of title saying this is the certain name of the chapter, certain number of a chapter, you know? Okay, I honestly don't remember the walk back to the office. Apparently, I spent the night in my easy chair. The air from the docks lingered on my clothes. It was still dark out. No, I checked the clock. How long had I been out? Had I really slept through the entire next day? The newspaper was sitting under the door. As I stood to fetch it, I nearly fell over. A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. Well, when you smoke and drink all the time, dude, what more will you feel? I mean, it pretty much sucks to feel that way, but wow, I'm sorry. I'm not judging anyone who uses. It's just your body tells you when it's had too much, and, you know, do what you want with your body, truly. I shouldn't actually judge. Anyway, I steadied myself and regained my composure. Before I even picked up the paper, I could already read the headline. Breaking. Mayor missing, wife found dead. These crimes are probably linked because every time it's the man missing and the wife has been murdered or dead or whatever the case may be. 2 cases is a coincidence. 3 is a pattern. You see, I was right. I did criminal psychology for a reason in my 2nd year, and I know things. The cops would come asking questions soon. They knew I had a history of antagonizing all the victims. I stumbled on my desk and slammed back 3 days' worth of inhibitables. I couldn't take any chances. I had to investigate the scene to be sure. I threw on my jacket and went to the door. Lily caught me off guard on the other side. You see, I need to burp again. Oh, okay, that was a silent burp. Excuse me. Jack, where you off to? I've been trying to reach you all day. I'm sorry, Lily, but I don't have time to talk. I have to go. Okay, but we need to talk when you get back. Stay safe. She gave me a soft kiss on the cheek as I rushed off. Excuse me, Lily? Why are we kissing? Okay, I'm just gonna take a sip of water. My throat is dry. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Part of me wanted to stay and tell her it would be okay, but it would be a lie. The alley was located just behind the high-rise apartments where Mayor Vanetti and his wife lived. I could tell the police were spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than the last. They hadn't even bothered to submit the trash into evidence. Let's check the trash then. Why wouldn't they at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. But I know how to find the good stuff. It really doesn't make It usually doesn't take long if you know what to look for. Lightweight bags usually means someone was dumping documents. If you're lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Jackpot. Shell companies, shady stock trades, bribes. I knew Mayor Venetti was crooked, but this was unbelievable. And there was more. Letters between Mayor Venetti and Chief Amato, talking about me. Let me try that sentence again. How they were trying to get me shut down. They didn't like me snooping around crime scenes all the time. Well, they weren't here to stop me snooping around this. Let's see what else. What else can I click on? I'm like searching every single... Oh, there we go, the door. Venetti's car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he have left in his car? It didn't make any sense. I honestly wasn't too motivated to find him, but the stakes were too high, and my bet was edging towards the unthinkable. As I searched around for anything that might assuage. I've never heard that word before. My fears. I caught the scent again. It overwhelmed my other senses with undulating pleasure. It was intoxicating. A weapon used on the weak-willed. A weapon I knew all too well. Though it had been many years since I had used it. Was there another like me? Was I being framed? It wasn't possible, was it? I was taking my inhibitors. I wasn't reformed. From what? What have you been reformed from, Jack? But the nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapses, I couldn't even trust myself. I started walking back out the alley when something shiny caught my eye. A watch. Not just any watch, though. My watch. How long had my wrist been here? That's a good... Okay. Oh, it's how long had my wrist been bare? Okay, never mind. Surely I just dropped it when I first came down the alley. I checked the time just before I left the office, hadn't I? Or had I used the wall clock? I couldn't be sure. I couldn't be sure of anything. I'm sure you won't remember something mundane as that, but then why would your watch be at the crime scene? So I ran. I didn't know why I ran back to the office. The cops would probably show up at any minute to knock the door down and cart me away. They would put it together before long. Maybe it would be best for everyone if I simply faced my own reflection. But Lily was still there, waiting for me. Jack, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. My own ghost came back to haunt me from the past. You're not making any sense, Jack. Come, sit down. You don't understand. You're not safe around me. Is Jack gonna turn into an ogre? I took a good last look at her as I prepared to shove her out the door. I noticed she was wearing the same thing she was when she first came to my office 3 days ago. A beautiful purple dress. Is Lily the one who killed Mayor Venetti and Chief Amato's wife? Because the purple dress was at the docks, which was the second crime scene that we went to go look at. Odd that I hadn't really noticed before, but it made her seem out of place, out of time. And it was frayed around the edges, torn in places. My chair caught my fall as my knees failed me. It was you. You were the monster. Succubus. Is that how I say it? I don't know. What's going on? Oh, Jack. We were one and the same, you and I. We are both monsters. I'm simply more honest with myself. There's no such thing as reformation, Those pills you take only make you dull. Beasts like us should never suppress our true natures, as you have, Incubus. Those men were probably dead too by now, I figured. She probably took them to her lair and harvested their seed. Is that the smell of passion that he's been smelling? Because that's disgusting. How are you going to just do it in public? And then, okay. But then Jack was the only one who could smell that, so we're monsters too. So you've done all this just to wake me up? You could say that. Though it seemed enough to have you doubt yourself. You believe you're still capable of such horrors, which means deep down you probably are. You can't escape it. Now I need you to complete the deed. You took my watch, messed with my head. Oh, don't act like I didn't do you a favor. Those men hated you and wanted you gone. And now they are gone. I mustered the strength to stand again, moving casually to the window by the corner. She was right about one thing. I was dull, weak, compared to her. If I refused her and she attacked me, I was a dead man. I had to keep her talking. I've never met a succubus who seduces and kills women. Oh please, such a 14th century stereotype. I don't discriminate when it comes to pleasure of the flesh. Yes, girl. I'm not saying yes to her killing, just yes to not being discriminatory. But then in this case, it's a bad thing because whatever. Okay. But I just still need an incubus like yourself to take the tainted seed of household from those awful men imparted among the fertile masses for me. I'm tired of draining my lovers just to survive. I'm ready to settle down and start a family. Was that fake laugh good? Was that good? Was that a maniacal laugh? I positioned myself carefully, making sure she was looking at my direction. Sorry, but I'm not your guy. With a flick of my wrist, I whipped the old bedsheet off the corner mirror. Lily was blinded by her own reflection and sucked into the mirror with a painful, monstrous scream. Trapped. Shielding my own eyes, I pulled a revolver from my desk side drawer, aimed it at the mirror, and fired. Ooh, Tyler Owen, Doug, and Clark. Okay, these are the other games. That was a nice scenic game. You know, some games are more story driven, more to set a mood, more to tell the story than they are about, let's say, fancy gameplay and certain like combo moves that you can do, complicated puzzles. Like this one, this is what it says, an audio-visual novella. Audio being the music that they use and visual being the scene, the composition, how they set up the different crime scenes, the office, the cigarette that was forever smoking, all that stuff. I think they did this really well and I like this game. If I can, I will try to check all their other games on itch and on Steam and see what they have. But yeah, I really like this game. I don't have actually much to say except for I wish that there were title cards for the different chapters as you're playing the game, because when you go here to chapters, they do have different names. It just doesn't show on when you play the game itself. But anyway, still give it a 5 out of 5. It's a good game. Anyway, I've said that like 5 times now or more. Drink every time I say it's a good game. Joking. Anyway, thanks for watching. It's been a time. My throat is dry now and I should probably study for my exam that I have this week. So wish me luck and just have a good time sleeping. I don't know what you do with your life as you're watching this. Waste your time procrastinating on something you're supposed to be doing, like me, at the time of this video. Anyway, goodbye and thank you.